Thomas Coleman Du Pont was Delaware's 37th senator and the 8th and final one to serve non-consecutive terms. Du Pont was born in Louisville, Kentucky. He was a cousin of Henry A. Du Pont, specifically a first cousin once removed. Assuming I'm understanding how cousin terminology works, which it's entirely possible I'm not. Thomas's great-grandfather was Henry's grandfather, so, whatever that is. Du Pont went to a boarding school in Ohio called Urbana College. Fun fact, that school was founded by Johnny Appleseed, real name John Chapman, who was, besides the whole apples thing, something of a religious zealot, and Urbana was a school he founded to spread his new church nonsense. From there, Du Pont went to college and studied engineering at MIT. After graduating, he married his cousin, which is just how it was done in these rich, powerful families, and they moved to Newcastle, Delaware. In 1902, he and two of his cousins bought the family business. At that time, it was still just a gunpowder manufacturing company. Du Pont took over as president, and under his leadership, the company exploded into a mega corporation. They bought out all their competitors and eventually ran afoul of the Sherman Antitrust Act. The megacorporation was forced to split into 3 separate companies, one of which was called Hercules. That company was run by a man called Russell Dunham, which I only mention because many years later, his great-great-grandson, a rapper by the name of Watsky, made that whole history the basis of his song Hercules. And T. Coleman Du Pont is a big part of the second verse. Du Pont sold off his part of the family business in 1914 to pursue a new racket. Hotels. He partnered with a man called Lucius Boomer, which is an awesome name, and now that I think about it, he would have been perfect for a role at the DuPont Company. Over the next 10 years, they acquired a ton of hotels, including the Waldorf Astoria in New York and the Willard Hotel in Washington, D.C. As if all that weren't enough, DuPont also bought a financial services and insurance company from J.P. Morgan and financed the construction of the DuPont Highway, which finally connected Delaware's prosperous northern cities to its more rural south, running from Wilmington all the way down to Selbyville. While all that was going on, DuPont was also a prominent figure in Delaware's Republican Party, which makes sense. For as much as the parties themselves have changed and evolved over the last 200 years, the trope of ultra-wealthy business guy being a major figure in the party will always exist. In both parties. So naturally, when Senator Josiah Wolcott resigned, DuPont was appointed to fill the vacancy by Governor William Denny. But the following year, DuPont lost the special election to his distant cousin, Thomas F. Bayard Jr., by just 60 votes. That's still the closest Senate election in Delaware history. In the 1924 Republican primary, he defeated incumbent L. Heisler Ball and then went on to win the general election by a comfortable margin. However, he resigned in 1928 because of health problems. Or, to be more specific, health problems. His resignation just so happened to coincide with his name popping up in the ongoing Teapot Dome investigations. He returned to Delaware and died in 1930.